Alright guys, so you notice the title of the video. This is not going to be a ranting video. I'm just going to go over some of my thoughts and also let you guys know of a fact. So I do not offer returns on any of my listings. I do not offer best offer on any of my listings. This video is basically to explain why, and there's actually an issue that happened that's going to help me explain why. As you know, last year I quit my job, started selling eBay full time, and since then I've kept the model of no returns and no best offer. So this year I want to continue doing that only because I want to see how much money I can make without offering those two things for a full complete year. Because last year I started in March, which shorts me 2 months. I want to have a complete year of data just to see how I'm going to do with those two anchors. And like, I do mention them as anchors because it is holding me back. I do realize that I am not dumb. I know that offering returns increases customers, and also best offer can increase purchases because everyone wants something a little bit cheaper. Me not offering that does hinder me. But I do want to mention that I do send out offers and allow counter offers. So that's been helping me a lot, especially because I'm not offering the best offer. I usually send out offers and some people sometimes accept the offer or counter offer. So I do want to mention that I do that for offers, but as far as having the listing accept offers, I do not. The example I want to give you here is I did sell some trading cards. I have accumulated one-piece booster packs that I got from Target. When these were out, I went to Target and bought whatever they had, and I think they were marked about $4.99 when I was buying them. I do realize that these go for a little bit more money, and I try to sell them on conventions, just didn't move. So I did see online they were selling for a certain amount, so I listed them. I only listed 5. I sold 4 for full price of $24.99, and the 5th one, the buyer messaged me and asked me if I could do a free shipping and sell it for $19.99. I said sure. I went ahead and shipped it. They got it, and that Saturday I got a message, and the message is right here. I'm not gonna go over everything it says, but basically they are accusing me of scamming them, of weighing the packs because they didn't get a good pull. I do want to mention that when you are buying booster packs, it is not guaranteed you're gonna get a pull, and it's only 5 packs. Now, if this was, 10, 15, 20 packs, I understand where they're coming from, but 5 packs, even with 5 packs, it's still very hard to get pulls, especially from the first set. The best ratio, if you want to 100% get good pulls, I would buy a booster box. But aside from that, I messaged them and said, that is not the case. I don't even know how to weigh these things. And these were in blisters, so it's almost nearly impossible to my knowledge from what I've seen on YouTube to weigh these. And that's all I really know about that. I don't even have a scale to accurately do something like that. I did message them and said, there's no foul play here. I just basically picked out 5 packs from what I had. I bought these in a retail store from Target. I do apologize that you're not happy with your purchase, but not really much I can do from here. So they sent another message pretty much saying the same thing, should have known better, etc. And then they left negative feedback. The negative feedback is basically right here, and it just basically calling me a scammer, and everyone can see it, of course. So what I did was, in the messages, it's blatant that they opened the packs. So I went ahead and just, messaged them and said, I noticed you opened a return. However, if you return the product that is not in the same condition as sent, unfortunately, I don't think that it's going to go your way. And then they opened the second return for the other pack. So this was 2 orders, so it's a little confusing. I want to stop there with the story and just make a point. So the reason I don't offer returns, or I didn't in last year, and I'm not doing it this year, other than the data, is just I want to deter customers like this away. So usually when they see no returns, scammers and people that have malintent usually don't dabble with the people with that offer no returns. Now I'm not saying I'm 100% protected. I mean, obviously this is an example where I wasn't, and I do want to mention that I have actually done returns for people that for clothing that it doesn't fit right, or there was an issue I didn't see. I do offer returns for stuff like that. I am not unreasonable, and I know eBay basically forces you to do a return when something is not as described or when the buyer requests a return. I do realize that I am not dumb. Like I mentioned in the beginning, having that no returns on the item, I feel helps deter those bad customers away. I do realize as well that even though I offer no returns, I did get this issue. And a lot of notion for new sellers, I think, is the same mentality as me, is they want to deter bad customers away. It's not so much that I want to not offer returns, because I technically do. When something is not as described, or when the buyer has an issue, there's usually a return, and if it's reasonable enough, I'll accept it. I want my customers to be happy. However, that doesn't mean that I'm allowing every return to go through, especially if something was as described and they're just having buyers from remorse like it was in this case. So this also ties in with the best offer because I did actually give them a little bit of a discount, and this was based on what they wanted. They wanted $19.99 free shipping, so I gave it to them. Best offer basically allows them to have their price, and there's a lot of people that are inexperienced that are usually want everything cheap and they want it perfect. So they want it cheap, they want it perfect, and they want it now. That's usually how it works, right? Which is fine, and they're basically who's shopping from you, and I do understand that. I feel like I'm deflecting a lot of the bad buyers. Same case with the no returns. I'm not getting bombarded with, you know, an item is for $10. I'm not getting a dollar offer on an item. Going back to the case, I did end up calling eBay when they started the second return and just asked them, just let them know, hey, these were sealed packs, they were not weighed, their item is as described. Asked them if they're familiar with booster packs. They said yes, it's not guaranteed to get anything, which it isn't. And the reason for their return was item not as described because the packs were not as pictured. The packs were as pictured, the UPC matches every single pack. There was no pictures from this buyer of the pulls they got. Who knows, they could have gotten a very, very good pull and they just wanted to get the packs for free because they are expensive. I do understand that. That doesn't make this right. They told me I had to wait a 5-day grace period to be handled by them because there is a 5-day grace period that they cannot act. I did tell them that I would just call them back in 5 days and we would resume trying to solve this return case. Well, I didn't have to. So the next day, the buyer ended up closing both returns. I'm not sure why. Maybe my message got through to them, or their realization that they opened the packs and they're not in the same condition. So them sending the packs back would do nothing. They're not in the same condition. I'm not sure what it was, but they closed both returns, but then they left a second negative feedback and basically bashing me, saying that, you know, I'm a scammer and they should have known better, etc., etc. Prime example of why people are afraid to offer returns, or maybe even best offer, is dealing with customers like these. But it is a reality, and I'm not afraid of customers like this. I have dealt with many that I haven't covered at all on YouTube. This one is just one of the ones where I wanted to showcase because eBay did a very good job handling this case, and it's a positive end to this. So what happened was they closed their return, so I went ahead and called eBay and let them know, hey, I did call you guys yesterday regarding this return. I noticed the buyer closed the return today. Is there any action left for me to do? Can they reopen the return? And they basically told me since the buyer closed his own return, there is no notion or possibility of reopening this case. And I did mention that I felt like I didn't deserve both of those feedbacks. I did ship the item they wanted. They didn't get the pull they wanted. That is out of my control. The packs were not weighed. They read both feedbacks and they basically told me that there's a seller tool, which I was not aware, that you can request to remove feedback. So I did what they basically told me to do, and they told me it might take 72 hours to go through, and if it doesn't go through, call them back and they'll take care of it. Talking to the sales rep, he was very understanding. He also understood booster packs are not guaranteed pulls, right? I wish they were. It's like wanting to buy a lottery ticket and winning. That's just not going to happen. It's all luck. Otherwise, opening packs wouldn't be fun because it would be guaranteed, right? At the end of the day, they ended up removing both feedbacks the same day within 10 minutes of me putting that request. So absolutely fantastic. Here's the email I got. Basically, in the gist of the feedback was removed because it was a violation of the policy of the feedback. I did want to make this video not to showcase what happened in this case, but to show you why people might not want to have returns in their store and best offer in their store just because of this issue. But I do want to mention, last year, considering not offering best offer and considering not offering returns, I made well over $70,000 gross. And this year I'm already heading to making even more of that. So it is possible to make a full-time income not offering returns and best offer. However, I do realize that I'm putting a gate in front of me, not offering returns and best offer. So next year I will probably open both of those gates. I'm probably going to open returns, not free returns, I don't think, but I'm going to offer returns. Mercari offers returns, Poshmark offers returns, and Depop offers returns. So I have been selling on those platforms and I've noticed that it isn't so bad. eBay is a much bigger platform though, and I want to have the data for a full year just to see how much I can make without both of those things. I would definitely share that next year when I go over the numbers of how I did for this year. Let me know in the comments below, have you dealt with a customer like this? Do you offer returns and best offer? And if you do, maybe your thoughts on why, and if you don't, maybe your thoughts on why you don't. Like always, remember to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. Follow my Instagram and TikTok at GrimzyRaider. Thanks guys.